Yeah, what's good?
What up? Hey.
Relax.
Dark. I ain't this. I ain't this dark. Like what the hell?
Get your shit right, nigga. Randy, what up? What up? What up? What up?
What up?
We fired Vintage.
Oh man, the best news ever. No, get this thing on a high range.
The Vintage will only be on that day.
Sorry to be moving so much. Let me fix my
shit, please.
Yeah, some came and stole my stand.
Granny, I'm ranting tonight. I'm the hottest podcast in the world, and I'm ranting tonight. I'm ranting. Don't mind me while I share this live. I'm just gonna share this live to a couple of people. Just gonna bear with me. Please share the live. Like the live. It's a new day. We got to get these numbers up. We got to get traction. We got to talk some shit. Might have to shit on some people. It's on.
Oh man.
Might have to get dark. Even though we are. That's not our character, but we might have to talk. I'm going to talk a little shit tonight, but let me share my live first, and then we get into it. Talk about something. Talk about something podcast related.
I don't hear what this is about.
That ain't nothing crazy. Say something. Talk.
One, two. I don't know what's going down tonight, but I'm here. Not a replacement, always an addition.
I was supposed to talk about some feminine shit tonight, but Ben just said tomorrow to do that. I can't, so we going a different route.
Okay. I'm down
with it because I didn't know nothing about that shit. I was gonna wing it because I don't know. I don't know about that. I'm not a diva, but I was gonna try my best.
Okay.
Thank you, Vintage, for stopping.
Thank you, Vintage. Well, I'm here. I'm that replacement kind of guy right now. So, whatever we gonna talk about, I'm down for. How's everybody doing tonight? I don't know who's in the building right now, but who's ever in the building, welcome.
Vintage, get out of here if you're off. If you're off tonight, get out of here.
Oh, God damn it, Vintage. God damn it, Vintage. You know what?
Well, I don't know. Is Vintage on tonight? She told me not to talk about her.
Yeah, she's she's in the building.
She's in the motherfucking building. And sounds like IG. We on IG. You already know IG is on IG.
So Dana.
Yeah. So get your IG on.
X-calls. I got a interview with.
Don't read that. That has nothing to do with what we talking
about. Okay, my bad. I didn't. I'm only hearing about Math Alpha now.
I want the truth.
Shout out to Math Alpha. Shout out to everybody watching this shit a lot. Good, everybody. Shout out to everybody. You driving home. I'm safe. Been to the building. Truth be told.
Oh, why you coming in and out, bro? What's up?
What's your door?
You in and out? I can't even hear you.
Well, fix your damn computer. You shit crazy. Oh, can you hear me? Hello?
I'm good, but
hello.
You hear me?
All right, you hear me now? We good? Yeah.
I hear you now.
Hello? Okay, we good.
Yeah, you wasn't good, but I hear you now.
We good. Talk your shit. Tell me how you feel about the podcast game. Tell me how you feel about podcasting. What's your thoughts on the podcast?
Oh man, since the podcast.
Give me your perspective on podcast.
Sure, yeah. Since the podcast scene has popped, has opened up. It's a lot of podcasters now. It's a
Too many.
lot.
Too many? Is it too many?
Eh,
We might be in too
We
much.
are
Like we might
oversaturated with podcasters, bro.
I want the truth.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing though? To be honest.
Well, the
Competition
thing is that they come and they go. They come and they go. And that's what I can really say. Because what podcasts? Let's see. We got David Stern. We got what podcast has lasted
Joe Rogan.
a long time. Joe Rogan, has he been out 10 years?
Yeah.
Would you say?
I think he has.
I don't know. I don't know about that, but he does have his podcast is great. It's over 5 years. I'll give him that.
He's making a lot of money.
He's making a lot of money. You gotta hit it, man.
Yeah.
You do a podcast. With this one, you was doing radio before. Behind me is my that's my son. That's his back screen.
So salute to him.
Yeah.
Podcast. Yeah.
He does his podcast right here. And yeah, it's not easy as long as you got things to say. And a lot of people, the thing is, a lot of people, you pretty much talk about the same thing. You may have different views, but it's pretty much the same topics, depending. So if it's hip hop, if we, we're doing hip hop news, a lot of people do hip hop news. You hear it in the morning, on the radio or wherever else. But if it's, there's other podcasts, science podcasts and all that other type of thing. So
there's no. Let me say my respect. It's nothing wrong with oversaturating. You know why? Because at the end of the day, everyone has to work, right? I'm not gonna.
Is everybody doing it for work?
Everybody's doing it to get a check. Some people are doing it because it might be for the love, or some people might be doing. I don't know the love of talking. But some people want to do it because they feel like they can do it and they can get a check from it because they feel that they're entertaining or they're very enlightening and they can put it. Their information is important and they're worth views. They're worth being watched. You know what I'm saying? You need a minute.
That could be true.
Kelvin get docked. He don't even know he don't put the information out. I need an hour. Tell me you need an hour, Kel.
I try. I can't. There's no way I can go. I can't hide it. Everybody's gonna find me.
I'm gonna get you a basement. You need to start doing this shit in the basement.
You're gonna get me a basement.
Go back to my point.
Yeah.
Everyone can do the podcast. Everyone should want to do it. If you want to do the podcast, if you're genuinely interested in doing it, do it. There's no such thing as oversaturated because
I would say there is.
No, I don't want to say that because then I'm gonna look like a hater. But I am a hater, but I'm not a hater because I love it.
No, you don't have to be a hater to say that. But if there's an oversaturation of podcasts, some people, they create podcasts and they don't even know what to say.
That's the thing. But that's my part. My hate comes in is the podcasts that are out there that's doing it, but not really doing it. They're getting exposure. But they're not better than some of the podcasts that's trying to branch out and explode and get it out there.
There's podcasts that are good and not making the money that they deserve.
Exactly, because of
you know what I'm saying. So the sucky podcast that's the oversaturation right there. I don't need that. I need to hear some good shit.
Yeah, but it's like hip hop. Everyone could rap. Everyone could throw an album out. I could put an album out tomorrow. That means it's gonna sell because it's shitty. You know what I mean? But if you look for the right podcast, you won't find it. I don't think people are not. I'm not saying smart enough, but I guess they're too lazy to want to find good podcasts, so they go with the ones that's overexposed and say, "Okay, I'll fuck with that," because I see them on my timeline, on my social media all the time. So I'm assuming this is what I need to be listening to, but really is not. But the bigger thing, look a little deeper, right?
But I think the bigger thing is you got to catch the eye of the masses. You understand? So yeah, you can have the product. This is why you got like I said, Howard Stern is Famous because we all know who he is. We jump on his podcast any day. Nah, hey, you don't know.
Well, he doesn't have a podcast. He's a radio host. I think it's a different.
Nah, it's a podcast now, brother. He got a podcast. He got a Howard Stern podcast. Go on. He got a podcast. Joe Rogan podcast. We know who he is. All the big ones. The masses. When I say the masses throughout the United States, they know these people.
Absolutely.
If you could you here on the East Coast could grab the masses of the East Coast and then that'll trail off. That'd be great. That's how it is. So people just got to catch on to what
people got to look.
There's so many though. There's so many. We went to Atlanta. How many podcasters was out there?
A lot.
There was mad podcasters out there.
A lot.
You know what I mean? Everybody trying. Everybody. I mean, the people we met is not even podcasting. Look at that.
I want the truth.
You know what I mean?
They call this shit a dime a dozen. Like this shit.
Yeah, it's not easy. You gotta getting guests is another thing. You know what I mean? If you're that type of podcaster.
Not that. That's the thing of that. So that brings me to Math Hoffa. The reason why is it show. Well, they say his show slowed down because his guests is what made his show, not himself, not his character, not his personality.
His person, okay.
His guests brought him to where he's at now, and now that I don't know if he's lacking guests but now I know he has a rent problem with his building. Like he brought the building, he does his barbershop. He had a barbershop. He didn't bought the barbershop. He sublet the barbershop.
Okay.
But now it's a problem with the barbershop with the landlord because he's doing it to he's subletting to the owner, the person. He's leasing it to, he's not subletting it to the direct landlord directly. It's a middle person in there. So he's giving the money to that person. They're supposed to give it to the barbershop. Not doing that.
Okay.
Keeping the money. Long story short, the barbershop electricity went out because the light bill was $7,000 because the light bill was servicing everyone in the building, and he had he had to pay that whole bill of the $7,000. So now they lost electricity. Now they can't do the show in the building. So now his podcast is suffering because that is the base. That's the place where they do the show. So now he has to, I guess, find another place to actually do the show. But that on top of the fact that he has to do that, and then he has to worry about getting guests because he's not the entertaining factor. He's not the person that people come to see when they turn on that show. Fortunately, it's the guests and who they bring on, and that's a lot of pressure when you know that you have to keep filling spots so that you can keep providing content. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Not that entertaining yourself where you can't just plug on, you can't just punch, you can't just come out and just start talking shit and then just fulfill the wants of the audience because you're entertaining them, but you have to bring people in because they're gonna, they gotta make you look special. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So this news that you tell me right now about Math Hoffa, I ain't know. Well, so it's two different situations for me. All right, with the I don't know, with the rent, whatever, with the electricity, and you owing that amount, you might have to take it to housing court or something like that. Or
housing court, it's a building. It's a house. It ain't a project.
They all deal. They deal with housing court. Deals with homes, apartments, everything, commercial buildings. That's where you go.
Okay, good. I didn't know that.
That's where you go. You go for anything that is a structure.
All right.
Yeah, so he gonna have to work that out with, the city, because the city own every damn thing. You understand? So then with his show itself, you know how you could be a boss, Glam, and you got people that work, to make you look good. You got the good people working for you. So I think that's the situation. I'm not knocking his intelligence or anything like that, but I don't think he has it like that. Now he does have some good questioning. When it comes to getting rappers to talk about history of certain things that happen, certain events that happened back in the days, because it brings us up to par. But
see what up?
Yeah, I can't say I think that's what it is. Even before he started the show, how many people, like I said about the masses, how many people knew about Math Hoffa? You understand? Not when he should not. You can't tell me everybody know about Man Hoffa throughout this is the United States. Everybody know about this is what I'm saying. The difference. Davis, Howard Stern, Man Hoffa. Who gonna know who? I'm sorry. You know, who's gonna know who? I mean, we all gonna know who Howard Stern is. A lot of people ain't gonna know what Man Hoffa. So, I said, you got to catch the masses.
Let me cut you off because you made a good point. Because Howard Stern, he can do it with guests or by himself. He's entertaining either way.
He can do it, but right, either way.
Of him, what he does, he knows how to, entertain. You know, he doesn't have about, accessing people, for his, for his content. So,
yeah.
And I'm just not, and I'm not hating because I'm just saying I don't need guests. I can entertain you. You can sit down and be entertained here. But a lot of y'all niggas got to do right. Y'all got to sit down and come up with a new way of doing this shit. Because at the end of the day, the more you rely on guests, the more these guest prices are gonna go up. You know what I'm saying? More they're gonna ask you for more to come on their show. More they're gonna have more demands at once.
I think it's the question too. Like when you the type of question that you ask, to make it interesting. I don't know. I watched a couple of episodes. I'm not too into his podcast, but ain't too much I can say about it. So.
All right, well, you can't say.
No, I'm looking at my. Yeah, no. I'm saying, I ain't watched every episode, and I haven't watching. I've only watched a couple of episodes of Howard Stern, but who's the most famous one to me would be Howard Stern.
You know why? We can't compare.
And there's many. There's so many, man.
Howard Stern and Matt Hoffa. That's two different shit. I'm just saying, Hoffa needs to get.
Howard Stern has he that's the thing with Howard Stern. See, he got all sorts. He be having rappers. He be having singers. He gets everybody. But because we're in this hip hop community, we in this box. This is what we're gonna get from Matt Hoffa. We gonna get nothing outside of that box. And he's just limited. That's all it is. A lot of us gonna be limited.
My point is, I want you podcasters to step their game up. Fuck these interviews.
They got to step their game up.
I want to interview old ass rappers and get old ass stories that we didn't heard again. Y'all niggas ain't because y'all can't talk the talk on this mic. Let's see who's good and who's not. Shout out to Hassan Campbell. That nigga can get on this mic and you know Hassan Campbell.
Of course, yeah.
That nigga doing it. He on here talking for 4 hours, talking straight without no
right.
Straight. All in. Like
there's some people who are intelligent enough to do that.
Some people are, and that's how we separate the real from the fake. Because you let your guests do your work instead of letting you speak.
You be the whole lead of the show.
Exactly.
You letting the guests lead you.
Anybody got simple questions and just sit back and hit the answer and let the time go by, but can you entertain the masses?
Exactly.
I'm King Glam. I've been doing this for a while. I could talk that shit.
That's right.
To love us. Google Doghouse Radio. We entertain like a motherfucker. I've been out there. I'm that nigga. So I'm just trying to get y'all in tune with what I'm trying to do here. We trying to show that this is entertainment over here. Y'all don't got to worry about having to worry about who your mind being fucked because you got to listen to this because this is getting promoted here. We are here to let you know that there's real good podcasts out here. And it's out to all the low end podcasts that are trying to do it and that's really doing it.
Pick them up.
Without a cosign, without a budget, but just cracking the mic and just going live and continuing to do it. We appreciate that. And Mav, shout out to Mav. I got love for Mav. He's not going nowhere. He got 1 million fucking subscribers. How you?
Yeah, you got listen, and there you go. He can survive with that. 1 million subscribers. Okay, yeah, of course. What is he doing? Well, what's happening with the with the shop now? Like, is it?
The shop
it's. Here you go. Look at this guy. This dude right here, man.
Clown said he broke. He not broke. He lying. He capping.
Who? This dude?
Yeah, he's capping. He's not broke.
He's a liar. This nigga. He got too many followers on his joint, man.
We're gonna play a little video to see why he assumes he broke. But niggas say he was getting it through the COVID era, but now shit got slow.
Well, that's what I'm saying about the podcast game, man. You know, if you could be hot, and then
Oh,
are you gonna last? Are you gonna last 10 years?
Hmm?
Are you no? That's what I'm saying. With any podcast, are you gonna last 10 years? I give you 5. You know, I give you 5. Make your money. If he came out during the pandemic, you know, everybody was on it. Everybody was on it. Yeah. If I knew, I would probably watch the damn show. You understand what I'm saying? I watch clips of his show all the time. But he did it. I give him this. He did it at the perfect time where everybody was home. Niggas ain't had nothing to do. What you gonna do, man? So now here we are. 5 years. This is 5 years after the pandemic. 6 years probably. I told you all the podcasts they slow down. They're gonna slow down. These is niggas that don't have no, other skills.
Exactly.
These niggas, they can talk. What they'll put on their resume. Excellent communicator. That's all they got for.
I'm not listening to
their resume. That's it.
Adam 22 talk.
These niggas got no. So niggas can't pound a hammer. Can't do nothing.
Y'all gotta understand when y'all been taking like for what how you take it for a loop. They're taking like they expose you being y'all. They interview y'all to expose y'all. Like y'all understand that with y'all.
Yeah.
Just pawns in this shit like the podcast world. Like let these niggas sit on their own and talk. Let them earn your interview. Let them talk. Let them entertain us enough where they can say, "Oh fuck it, I like this. I'm gonna come on the show because I like what he do." Nigga just give you a couple of dollars. I want to ask you some questions. Y'all want to jump in front of the camera and shit. I'm not hating. I'm King Lamb. I ain't hating.
I say like this. Listen, if you get a podcast and me included, if I was ever gonna and at some point you hit a good spot and you have a good run for 3 years, be thankful for your 3 that you made some cash. Just take that money and do something with it. Open something up or whatever the case may be, because everything ain't gonna last. It's hard. Even you having your own business is difficult. You know what I'm saying? I hear. So podcasting, it's nice. I'll talk on here. I'll talk. Ain't no problem. But I know it ain't gonna last forever. God damn.
What? It can last forever if you're entertaining. Nigga. If you're a comic, if you're entertaining, you can keep people entertained. You can make the shit out. Niggas don't get tired of being entertained. I don't think that. Like I don't get tired of pussy. Like pussy.
The good ones always transition from something. If you talk about Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan was a MMA host. He was already used to the mic. You know what I mean? He was ready. He was doing that when he had hair. You understand? Howard Stern. It was Howard Stern radio first. It was radio first. That was his thing. Remember the Howard Stern show? Come on now. He had a show too.
Evolve. You gotta reinvent yourself.
And then you see how smart he is? As old as he is, he evolved to everything. He said, "Oh snap, radio's becoming different. I gotta go on the digital airways now." So he transitioned. We don't even gotta see his face. Ain't that crazy?
I want the truth. I want the truth.
And he got the same black lady there with him, bro.
That's what I'm saying. It's all within media. So he's he lasted to take this. He lasted.
And he changed how his flow is. Remember, he was a little crazy with his radio and his show. Now it's much more calm. He had weird niggas coming out on his radio, weird niggas coming out on his show, like midgets and ladies with 3 titties and all of this craziness, bro. Bananas. He was bugged. Come on, don't tell me. So, and what I'm saying about the black lady, she's not for nothing. She's a great questioner. Like she is really good at what she does. That's why he kept her around. Hell yeah. So you got a great co-host too, bro. You know what I mean? So that's it, man. So yeah, people just got to transition and I guess go with the times, But like when I say oversaturated, once a piece of news hit, we all talk about it,
and that's fine. It's not wrong with talking about it. Like, but Kel, at the end of the day, you're gonna fuck with who you fuck with. If you're not a whack nigga, whack dick ain't gonna impress good pussy.
No.
Nigga gonna
Give me.
they gonna have good pussy.
I don't want whack pussy. I don't want whack pussy at all.
No, I didn't say that. I said
I'm saying like this:
it's not gonna take a big a good pussy. You're not gonna get good short dick and keep my interest.
This is a difference. You could talk about the same subject, but you could be boring as hell. You could be your takes might be crazy. But I ain't listening to you. Give me some drink. Give me some juice.
I don't want a little dick podcast. That's what I'm saying. That's new shit. Little dick podcast. Y'all niggas keep listening to these little dick podcasts. Y'all ain't getting fucked right. Y'all won't get fucked right. Come to the podcast. We fuck you right. You come. I make it come after come. Come over here.
There you go.
Come. That's it. That's what y'all niggas fucking with. These niggas down, the old rappers, niggas, the spine off interviews. You got white niggas interrogating black men and getting them locked up. This is what y'all want in the game. This is what y'all subscribe to. This is what y'all want to hear. Like this is. And I'm not hating the Truth Be Told podcast. I'm just telling y'all this is what I see. It's what it is. I saw this video with Adam about the death of Adam. I'm just gonna play a little bit of it. I'm talking about Adam jumping how he lost his bread. I'm gonna play it while y'all watch this, and I'm gonna make me another drink. I'm gonna play this real.
Yeah, let me hear that. I definitely hear that too. What's his name again? Adam 1000. Adam. All right, Glamour's going to get his drink, everybody. I'm still here with you. I'm always entertained. Victor, did you get home safe? I hope you did. Oh, on your way home? Is it a long drive? Let's see. The shot right there. He's fucked up. The math alpha about to lose a shot. So, niggas is bad business sometimes, bro. So bad. You know, like I said, man, it lasts a while. That's what it is. Yeah. I don't know which one I was going to talk about tonight, but yeah. But like I said, man, podcasts, you know, it is what it is. It's not an actual job. For some, it may be, because, I mean, you really, you know, people who start in radio or TV, I can see that. But some of us, we jump out of the jobs to get to podcasts. Oh, that's how people become bloggers.
How you talking over the video, nigga? How you do that?
I didn't hear no video. I'm not hearing nothing.
You not hearing the video?
No.
Oh, am I playing the video? Hold on a second. Oh shit. Yo, I was doing this shit. Oh,
you had me talking to everybody. Oh, just sit here, nigga.
Yo, telling me that.
See, nigga. Yeah.
You got a drink. I forgot.
I think that first drink already got you, nigga. You see what I'm talking about? At least I'm on point with it. I'm here just chit chatting with him, like, okay, I know I'm supposed to listen to something, but.
From interviews with artists like XXXTentacion and Juice WRLD to putting out music videos for up-and-coming artists, they had one of the biggest and best platforms in hip-hop. But fast forward to 2025, and Adam22, the owner of No Jumper, just put out a video claiming that they are going broke.
So there's something that I've been hiding from you guys. No Jumper is going broke.
On April 2nd,
what are you hiding it, nigga? You owe us money. You know, you can't hide that. I'm broke now, nigga.
Let's be mindful. No Jumper is going broke. He ain't going broke. His dad is a politician, bro. His nigga got ties with all these politics. Don't play that white boy right there.
I think Clinton pardoned his dad, did he?
Clinton pardoned. They had a relationship, a talking relationship like this. This nigga was a kid around Clinton. He been around the bushes and all of that. Okay. This thing, next thing you know, that nigga in a White House tattooed up in a suit with a job.
That nigga in the porn. That nigga been around a lot of bushes.
Whatever. His wife could be the White Household. You know, listen, guys.
This nigga is the White Household.
And that's how he made he made some of his money pimping out his wife. Whatever. I don't know what type of look is with that would be in the White House. But
2025, Adam22 posted a video on the No Jumper channel titled No Jumper is Going Broke. He started off by describing how much money he wasted by trying to grow and creating all of these expenses for himself, even though the views were never that great.
We expanded too much during COVID at just about the exact moment that our revenue streams all took a hit. We hired a whole bunch of editors and other employees, and we bought a huge office building that cost us almost $4 million, thinking that the growth that we were experiencing during the pandemic was going to continue. And unfortunately, that did not happen. Our YouTube numbers, which had doubled or even tripled, gradually returned to normal. Our Snapchat and Facebook numbers, which had exploded during COVID, sometimes even hitting 6 figures a month, shrank by about 80% or more. Our Patreon, which was absolutely killing it for a year or two when we were doing uncensored, aka nude interviews with up-and-coming superstars like Kazumi and Sky Bree, fell off quite a bit with the launch of Plug Talk and a decreased interest in seeing us interview stars.
He also wanted to talk about how big of a hit the channel took when all of his hosts were leaving. Adam continued to say that the No Jumper Instagram account was actually taken down, which also seems like a huge cash flow source for them. On top of all this, he also said that they're being sued by a former employee, which is also very expensive for him. Adam said that because of all
Before I forgot to give Maddie Bowles a shout out. Shout out to Maddie Bowles.
all right, Maddie Bowles.
Maddie, thanks for you. And why your name Maddie Bowles, nigga? All right, anyway.
this, they had to lay off a bunch of their staff. They're trying to sell their multi-million-dollar warehouse that they just moved into like 2 years ago, and they also have to close their store. Regardless, it seemed like this whole video was made basically so that Adam could just get some sympathy and ask fans to support.
But I honestly spend pretty much all of my time trying to create as much content as possible with No Jumper, and I can't really justify doing so unless the fundamentals of the business make sense. It was a big decision to share this stuff with you guys, but at a certain point I realized that I've been honest with the world about just about everything in my life over the years, and it felt wrong to keep all this stuff that we've been dealing with in secret. So I know what you're thinking, what can you do to help? Well, I do have some ideas, which I'll sort into 3 categories here: free, cheap, and generous.
And if you guys look at the like to dislike ratio or see what people are commenting, people aren't being too supportive. But you're probably wondering, why do people not feel bad for Adam22 and No Jumper? Why are their finances so bad? Why did they hire all these people and have to lay them off? And you may even be wondering what happened to the original No Jumper style of content. Well, to best understand that, I think it's important to look at No Jumper's origins. Originally, No Jumper began as a YouTube channel / podcast involved in the BMX community. It was created by Adam22, who owned a BMX store and was very involved. He also had some friends that were underground rappers, such as Xavier Wolf. He decided to interview some of his friends, which got some views, so he continued interviewing more and more underground rappers. Quickly, he started getting guests like Black Cray, Gangsta Boo, Puya, Suicide Boys, and many more. And what made his podcast so appealing at the time was it felt really underground. Not only was he talking to underground artists, but the whole DIY setup and great conversations just made it feel like a really good way to connect to your favorite artists. He interviewed tons of underground artists, was vlogging concerts, and even posting music videos for artists like Lil Peep 10 years ago. He got Yachty, Maxo, Cream, Danny Duncan, Larry June, Andy Milonakis, and tons of others. But probably his most iconic interview, and the one that blew him up the most, was his interview with XXXTentacion, right as he was about to blow up. This interview was an hour and 20-minute insight into the life of a crazy, mysterious, and controversial artist who was exploding onto the scene. After this, Adam was able to lock in with tons of people from Riley Reid to Nadeshot for whatever reason. Honestly, if you can think of anybody who was coming up in the last decade, Adam probably interviewed them. Adam was posting vlogs on No Jumper, and like I said, everything felt very DIY. But over time, he went on to bigger artists. He got a new studio and upgraded pretty much everything. From like 2015 and 2016 to like 2020, No Jumper was one of the leading, most important media platforms in rap. They helped to break so.
Okay, just a moment of silence. Go back to the video.
Many artists, posted tons of music videos and behind the scenes for big artists in the game. They were also doing news on other platforms like Instagram, which was probably really helpful for their income. No Jumper also just had a ton of viral moments in their podcast, which helped them to explode.
Wow, Adam, big
There we go.
I remember that.
What happened? Somebody tagging him?
Yeah, I think somebody came in. It might be a pistol, I think.
You serious?
Yeah. A couple. I think he had to get a bodyguard or something.
You got him a plate of food and they got attacked. Damn,
No,
nigga.
not him. Somebody else gave him the food. But
To explode.
he got sneaked on. Look, they snuck up on him right in the back.
He got served.
It's a pow. Yo. Yeah. Look at him. Yo. Like a little school kid. Yo, look at that. Yo. Don't hit me. Don't hit me.
That's the nigga y'all listen to. Y'all listen to niggas like this.
I'm sorry. Nigga, why you ain't? Yo, that could have happened. I would have had to get him so quick. I can't be sitting down, nigga. You pop.
Sit down, nigga.
Stand up on the first hit.
Stand up, nigga.
Oh my gosh, yo. That nigga look like he fell to the floor. Look at this. Look at this one. Yeah, he was. I don't know if he had too much lean or.
Don't worry, by the way, Boonk is doing much better now, so you guys don't need to worry about that. However, it seemed like eventually chasing viral moments would be what led to No Jumper's downfall. I think what marks the beginning of the end for No Jumper was episode 1 of the No Jumper show. On July 25th of 2019, they aired the first episode featuring Camgirl and Housephone. Housephone in particular had been really tight with Adam since the beginning of No Jumper. They already had started podcasts on No Jumper, but this was the first one where it seemed like Adam tried to take it seriously. And after this, it really just opened the floodgates for tons of new podcasts, hosts, and guests to come. A Compton rapper by the name of AD got his own podcast. Then Housephone got his own podcast. These guys would either do live shows or just pre-recorded shows, and eventually the more and more they brought their friends on, the No Jumper cast grew a ton. It went from Adam and Housephone and a few others to eventually dozens of people with shows or just regularly occurring appearances.
Who you mind you of, Kel? Adam Jumper, Adam 22. A black
in this picture, right?
No, it's just what he does in general. A black person, podcaster, bring other podcasters around.
A black podcaster?
A black business owner that has a podcast, bring other podcasters around. That have podcast shows.
You talking about Charlamagne?
No, come on now.
My bad. Take that word back, man. Who? I'm bugging out.
An owner that has a podcast that brings other podcasters to have podcast shows.
An owner that has a podcast.
Well, owner that has a space that he brings other podcast shows to the. We can't spend this much time. Where we worked at? Let me give you an example.
Oh, okay. I got you. Yes, you are right. Yes, 100% right. Where was my head at? Yeah.
Shout out to DWI.
Yeah, DWI. Yeah.
My boy.
He does. Yeah. He definitely does
Two
that.
Specific additions to the No Jumper cast, Crip Mac as a personality and the Thoughts Next Door podcast would open up a lot of doors to a lot of problems that No Jumper would eventually face. Regardless, though, throughout the 2020s, Adam had tons of people hosting their own shows or collabing on shows like Lush, Flacco, Brick Baby, T-Rel, AD, Sharp, and plenty of others. They also had the No Jumper Sports podcast, which is funny because the host Kiki got a tattoo of the logo just for it to be canceled after 15 episodes. But you may be noticing something. A lot of these names are not familiar. Unless you're super deep into rap or this sort of content, it's likely that you are not familiar with a lot of the people that he was trying to bring on and replace himself with. Old fans of the No Jumper channel likely were not really interested in watching tons of random people talk about random things when originally they subscribed for underground rap content or interviews with rappers or Adam talking to rappers or vlogging and things like that. You guys probably don't even know this, but like 2 years ago, they even invited me to join them on the news, and that I think that just goes to show they're inviting anybody. Like, why would I?
Nigga, you got views, nigga. Fat boy.
Why he did that to himself, yo?
Why would you invite me? I'm nigga named Balls. I got Balls in my name, nigga. Why would you want a nigga named Daddy Balls at your place?
He said, "Man, why would you want me, nigga? Come on, man. Let's have a little boost with some confidence here, buddy. Let's go."
This nigga like he ain't been laid in years.
This is what he do. This is it. He don't go out. He don't go outside. This is him right here. This is his job. Podcast.
You play cornhole. He does it with sperm. Instead of the pull, he tosses the sperm in the hole.
Oh man,
nobody. So I don't understand why they just have so many random people on their show. They even had a brief podcast with Long Beach Griffey, who's like a YouTube skit guy, which I just thought that was really random. But regardless, the only way that all of these random hosts were going viral was with controversial moments. Like when his co-host Almighty Suspect got into a fight with one of their guests.
Granny, send me that link to your video again. I'm gonna play it.
Out of here. Fucking Ben Franklin knows who I am. Out of here. He knows who the fuck I am. I'm getting money every day. I said Ben Franklin knows who the fuck I am. Who you calling a bitch? I'm calling you a bitch.
He's such a wuss. Oh my gosh.
You be a bitch, but in this culture, you cannot do that. This is a mix. You do go interview a Jewish nigga writing the Quran.
He know, like, yeah, listen, man, people that you bring around, he gotta know, like, but you the one, you're not even in the fight, but you act like a bitch. Like, come on, bro.
You don't see him moving. I gotta get out of here. Two black men fighting. Two black men fighting.
Don't have the type of guest on if you don't know what's ready for you, because he's been threatened a couple of times. So you gotta know when not to cross the line with some people, you know what I mean? So
no jumper, I would choke you out if I said that.
Fights like this and intense arguments between hosts.
That ain't nice, Vinces. Why you acting like that, Vinces? Vinces being nasty.
Co-host and guest.
I see what she said. What she said?
A common occurrence on the No Jumper.
Adam is a PUSSY.
Platform.
How did you and Kevo get into it to begin with?
He was cloud chasing off
man,
Kevo.
Shut up. I just said let the man talk.
What'd you say, Kevo?
Bro, suck my dick, bro. That's
hey, stop playing before I smack you.
Do it.
Oh man, look at these dudes.
Hey, no.
Wait, where's the video at? Yeah.
Whoa.
It's delayed.
No, it's nothing gay at that spitting back at a nigga that's
No, I said it's delayed. The video delayed. It didn't go along with the voice for some reason.
It don't matter. Ain't nothing pussy than you. If a nigga spit on you, you don't spit back. You punch back, nigga.
Oh no. You ain't disrespect. Now, not a piece of spit is going on me, bro. People have listen, man. People have really got fucked up for people just spitting on them.
Who you calling a bitch? I'm calling you a bitch.
And even if I get spit on, bro, and I lose, then nigga, you just going no.
You having a spit fight.
Not doing that, bro.
Fights like this and intense arguments between hosts, co-hosts, and guests over time became a common occurrence on the No Jumper platform.
How did you and Kevo get into it to begin with?
He was cloud chasing off
man,
Kevo.
Shut up. I just said let the man talk.
What'd you say, Kevo?
He was getting ready to go to see.
Hey, stop playing before I smack you.
Do it.
Oh no, you don't. Oh, they spit back, and this is where it go.
Watch out, we ain't doing that.
No, you everybody.
Watch out.
I'll beat the f*** out of you, man. I'll beat the f*** out of you,
Just,
Literally,
yeah,
as
them
more and
niggas ain't
more
right.
people began coming on the platform and Adam began hiring all of these people, so many.
You can't hire that many niggas now. You gotta have you gotta have a mix of white.
Where-
Black niggas. There's too much.
Where's
black.
security? Are we our own security? What's going on? That's not good. I want a white man behind me. Give me two
You need a judge.
white guys with tattoos behind me.
You need to hire a judge, nigga.
For some reason we end up fighting each other. I don't understand this shit,
You need a
man.
judge with a gavel in that motherfucker. There's a lot of-
Nah, bro. And you not. I don't. I'm sorry if you would glad. Listen, you my friend, but you my man, son. But if you see somebody spit on me, get out my way. Don't hold me.
Nigga, you know I ain't gonna do that, man.
Cause you might get hit, bro.
I'm gonna try, son, nigga.
I'm gonna have to knock you out just to show him. No, you hold me. If you hold me, I might knock you out to show what's coming. Get out of my man. See what you made me do? Now I'm more upset.
You're gonna knock me out. Right? Why would I hold you?
Nah, nobody. You're not my brother.
Hold on.
Earlier, it seemed as if No Jumper had just began chasing these viral moments rather than actually setting out to make good content or thought-provoking interviews.
Cheers, bro. Oh, cuz. My nigga Bell in this motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? My nigga Bell in this motherfucker.
Somebody came in like, what's up?
They doing a fight up in this building. It was they put a boxing.
It was
ring.
It was
It's showtime, nigga.
Niggas came in. That dude stood up like, okay, I think I had an issue with this guy. Niggas is getting ready. You know when niggas walk in the room, you know when there's a problem. Look at these three niggas smiling, right? They ain't know what's gonna go down. Look at it.
Solving conflict in that bitch.
Yo, he the only nigga that got up. Uh-oh. Everybody don't know.
Hold on, bro. Hey, hold on.
Yo,
I think the fans summed it up best in a comment where they said, "No Jumper was like watching a group of high school kids try to run a podcast." And it's true. It had become like a modern day world star. Damn.
What's the spitting shit about? You know, it's the West.
I don't understand that. Why is everybody spitting? What's going on here? You know what it is? It's a podcast thing. Because that's the way we see the shit right now, bro. What's up with this? Like, do people understand, bro? Like, nigga, imagine me. Okay, if I was to do that, I have to expect. I can't run. I could run, but now I spit. Now I'm super pussy now.
Yeah.
I have to stay there because I'm wrong for spitting on whoever. Now I gotta face the consequence of me doing that. Now this is the danger because you don't know the level of people anger. A nigga may stab you for spitting. A nigga shoot you for spitting. Now the nigga that want to fight you, now he's going the extra cause now he's extra, man. Ain't no regular fight like I bumped you in the store and it's a little even thing. You just spit on him. I don't care how small or big that man. Listen, just expect to get beat up. I don't care if I can fight. I think I might just take the hit because I did it. You know what I'm saying? So,
low-hanging fruit, low IQ entertainment. Like, look at this thumbnail and title, bro. It just looks like some 2015 clickbait YouTube garbage content. No Jumper had began turning into
he turned it into verses.
reality TV show, and fans were not happy. Even Adam would eventually admit that it probably wasn't the best idea to chase virality all of the time on the podcast.
Those viral moments, for the most part, were kind of like destructive to what we were building.
Of course.
And really, like, yeah, it might have been fun in the moment, or it might, like, I'm watching, like, you know, react to like clips from No Jumper at one point, and he's saying like, bro, this looks like a hostile workplace. Like, people are just being too aggressive towards each other, etc. Like, this is not. And I'm kind of watching it like, yeah.
But it wasn't just because of the controversy, the fights, and the randoms that were always hosting No Jumper that caused it to fail. In part, it was the fact that none of them could seem to get along. The many hosts on this platform began to beef with one another, and a lot of that was fueled.
A lot of beef. This thing, yo, he had to get his own security. It was getting that bad. I don't know if Mr. What's his name? Matthew Ball. That's doing the hostess right now. If he's gonna mention it, but yeah, he had to get security, you know, and then he got tough. Well, you're not gonna do nothing. No, you're not gonna do nothing. Yo, people like that, man. Go ahead, hide behind a cross, bro.
By the No Jumper subreddit. Believe it or not, it was actually really obvious to fans that a lot of the people at No Jumper were actually reading the subreddit. They were making burners and constantly responding to and arguing with fans. But then the No Jumper host realized something. There was a lot of negative posts about the No Jumper host, except for Adam and his wife, Lena. Adam was a mod of the No Jumper subreddit, and he was actively removing anything negative about him and his wife, but leaving up tons of negative stuff about his co-host, his employees, and some people who he claimed were his friends. My friend 1111 actually interviewed a mod from the old No Jumper subreddit, and he explained that this was actually a huge deal for No Jumper.
Hold on, there's nothing never negative about Adam and his girl. We like, hold on, that's cool, it's fine. But now that we see that they're mods, it's crazy because there's something negative about AD's girl, my girl.
People could be getting dragged to hell, but that could stay up. But anything Adam and Lena related, it could go down in an instant.
As a moderator of the page, Adam had been banning accounts and deleting posts if they were made about him or Lena, but left them up no matter how bad they were about fellow hosts in their personal lives. After seeing this, our mod guy here then started unbanning these users and apologizing, which Adam clearly did not like and led to him being removed as a mod.
The No Jumper people were so involved in the Reddit that some key info got leaked by a host onto the Reddit from a burner account. Then this caused like a whole bunch of drama on the IRL No Jumper podcast. This wasn't just Reddit anymore. This was real life, which is crazy because this whole Reddit incident caused a huge fallout between Lush, Flacco, AD, and Adam. And this was not the only infighting that occurred. Remember how earlier I said House Phone was with Adam from like the beginning of No Jumper? Well, they also had a falling out after Adam interviewed a transgender woman named Gracie Jane.
What?
In this podcast, they talked about how she had hooked up with House Phone.
Oh, come on. You've already sold out entire life here.
Does that look down upon to expose that somebody may have been with a trans person?
Yeah, absolutely. I signed
That's
NDAs. I
right.
take them very seriously. So just letting everybody
didn't
know
get one
that.
I'm good.
Look, you can't be a trans with a man voice. Like you can't do that. Like you gotta have a woman. You gotta.
Wait a minute, but what are you saying? There's a lot of trans with like you can tell they still got their man voice.
You gotta get that man voice out of you. You can't make it. You can't do it. It's not.
Listen, Glad, I'm about to tell you a secret about my field where I found out at the end.
What?
Now my field, I took my degree, speech pathology and audiology. Now I did not know that speech pathologists help these trans people learn how to speak like that. I said, what?
Speak like what?
That's try to speak like a girl. It's called gender voice therapy, something like that. Yeah, they actually go train. They don't practice that shit at home. They go train to get their voice. They can change it up, get it high, and you see how some of them go like talk like a girl and then come back low. Yeah, nigga, play tricks on niggas.
Walk around if you want, nigga.
They do that. Yeah, they do that, man. It's crazy.
Seems like I'm worried about people calling me a bad friend for just not editing this and putting it out. They're gonna be mad at me, but I'm just.
He's just gonna be. Well, how about this? Acting like you didn't do something that you did do, and you know you did.
I've been friends with him for like, and I just don't want to be like.
The truth is the truth.
Apparently, House Phone and Adam had talked about it before it went live, and he asked Adam to cut that part. But then Adam claimed that he told his editor to censor everything about House Phone. He did show the text, and he did show the part where he said that he would just wanted it cut, and the editor accidentally left it in. And fans very quickly pieced together who Adam was talking about in this interview. Fans were extremely upset with Adam, commenting things like, Adam's not a bad friend. He's not a friend at all. He doesn't respect any of his employees. He's just scared of half of them. Another said, the fact this interview is still up speaks volumes. Eventually, House Phone confronted Adam on the podcast, and things got very serious.
You're talking about, yeah, he's been going through the mom shit. He's been going through the health. You talking about the person that fucking raised me, that birthed me, my best friend that died? Oh, just he's been going through the mom shit.
But you are you actually acting like I have some kind of disrespect for your mom when
You're
I
disrespectul as I paid for the fucking
funeral as soon as it happened just because.
You know what? You ain't gotta do all that. You ain't gotta do all that. You ain't gotta do all that. This.
Not here. Not here, bro. All right, let me go. Not here, my nigga.
Because of all of the beefs between hosts,
that's
Adam,
not
and the
podcasting.
fans, half of the No
Oh, I
Jumper
remember this
cast
one.
left between like 2022
You
and
watched No Jumper a lot,
2024. After this incident, the entire subreddit actually turned on Adam because he was deleting every post about the situation. So the fans created a subreddit called No Jumper V2, which was unmoderated, became very popular, and was very critical of Adam and No Jumper. It's really weird, and you'll notice this throughout the video, but it's like No Jumper has a really strong core fan base.
You're right about that, Granny.
But that fan base kind of just hates No Jumper. It's really interesting. Anyways, because of all the issues Adam had with his co-hosts and employees, it eventually led to him getting called out and exposed multiple times for some pretty controversial things. I'm not going to go too deep into this because this could be like a whole hour-long video in and of itself. But basically, Adam was allegedly involved in some weird things that were dug up on the internet that involved minors. An old blog post of his was dug up where he said, now any of the math inclined out there are probably reading this and thinking something like, she's 19 now, you were 23 then. How old was she then? Well, she was 16. But come on, man, look at her. She's 18 or 19 in most of the pics here, but she didn't look much different at all then. The statutory rape is wrong. I didn't want to be right. Now I can make the argument that the age of consent is 16 in Canada, although I'm sure that traveling from America to Canada to have sex with a minor is still illegal as hell. But really, fucking argument. She was stupid hot and I wanted in. Now, to be fair to Adam, he never said in this post that they hooked up around that time. He said that he actually started dating a different girl. And then after Adam and that girl started dating, by that point, this girl was 19. So then they hooked up, which I think some people would classify as grooming. And I'm not going to lie, I actually researched an entire video about all of these like weird sexual controversies that Adam 22 was involved in, but it was a long time ago and I was just coming off a cease and desist, so I was kind of scared to post this one, to be honest. So I know
he came balls did what?
Cease and desist.
What does that mean?
What content did he do for the he did something before to get his shit cease and desist, so he didn't want to run the risk of this one. What did you do, brother?
Yeah, balls.
What content? You got some balls. I'll tell you that much. What did you do? I'm gonna jump on his page to see what happened. You see, now you pique my interest.
I have a ton of research on all of this stuff, and there was a bunch more weird things that he got caught up in. Like on a super old forum from 2006, when after being asked the age range of girls he's been with, he said, "I don't think I've done any 17-year-olds since besides the one last year. Also, I am 22 right now." He also said on this forum, 15 is a good age. That last one was probably like a 2006 edgy joke, but still, it's really weird. This is why a lot of people turned on Adam 22, and a lot of people even started calling him Adam 16. Regardless, because of all of this stuff, a lot of people did not like Adam 22, whether they were fans of No Jumper or not. It seemed like the overall hip-hop community as well was not a fan of Adam 22, nor his platform, because of how controversial they had become. And that's why I have this theory that a lot of artists are no longer going on No Jumper for interviews, especially bigger ones, because it doesn't look good for their PR teams. On top of all of this, Adam was also dipping his toes into political podcasts, which just isn't ever going to come without controversy, especially when he's having people like Nick Fuentes and Sneeko on. So not only was the entire crew falling apart, but people were beginning to hate the main guy himself, Adam 22. And on top of all of that, No Jumper had really began to lose their identity as a platform in general. Over time, hip-hop content stopped becoming the main focus of No Jumper, and they started talking about one of two things. First, they started interviewing a ton of stars. If you didn't know, Adam 22 started an adult film media thing with his wife Lena called Plug Talk. So porn stuff is something that he's been involved in a lot over the last couple of years. Also, he went mega viral for letting his wife do some solo content with another guy, which has definitely changed fans' opinions on him. A lot of people now view him as a cuck and a sellout and all sorts of things. Regardless, because of their involvement in porn, Adam and his co-host started interviewing a ton of stars on No Jumper. It used to be on occasion, like with really big ones, like Riley Reid, for example, but then it started happening more and more often. To this day, fans are still complaining about it because like the first half decade of No Jumper's lifespan was strictly hip-hop content, strictly underground. So when a bunch of the content became porn or OnlyFans related, it really seemed to rub fans the wrong way. But the other thing that caused problems with fans was how deep into gang stuff Adam and the hosts of No Jumper were getting involved in. And this may actually play a hand into why No Jumper is going broke, or at least that he's claiming they are. If you
Enough of that nigga.
Yeah, that nigga, he was too many dangerous things was happening, bro.
Balls was giving all the tea.
Niggas would come to his studio without announcing. Man,
that should remind me of the Matrix though. Like real talk. Like we ain't had that much drama back then though. Kel had a Matrix. Kel had an episode in the.
I had one episode. Yes, I sure did. Yeah, me and that nigga talk about that every time we see each other. Every time we see each other, yo. Me and him, bro. Oh my gosh. We laugh about it though. Nigga thought I was backing down.
Shout out to Skrilla.
Sometimes you gotta know, nothing against Skrilla for sure, but you gotta know the environment you in. I knew the environment I'm in. Nigga, yeah, I look like I'm not gonna look like no punk today, nigga. I want the truth. What's today, brother? That's it. For sure, but yeah, man, podcasting, it ain't easy. I mean, I don't know. I think with Adam 22, he just made it more than what it should be. You know what I mean? He just, he brought in other things that didn't even belong in a podcast to me. So yeah, and if sometimes you gotta be culturally sensitive, to others, man. So if you want to step into other people's culture, you gotta be real sensitive in what you do. I ain't going, start doing a podcast about Korea. I'll be out of bounds. You know what I'm saying? I say some crazy shit. So yeah. Definitely what it is.
Y'all podcast niggas, y'all do y'all best to stay around because I'm coming. We coming.
Yeah. Truth be told. Definitely here.
Right,
definitely
Dana?
here.
Dana, give me a thumbs up if you're in the chat room. So Dana, class late HR coming for Granny. We docking her $100 tonight.
Yeah, get it up there, man. And when she's not there, I'll just I'll pop on the TV.
Yeah, run the numbers. We in the building. Happen. We in the building.
Oh man.
So podcast, only podcast that means shit to anybody. Oh, Granny gave a thumbs up. Where Dana at? I don't know where Dana at. Dana cooking some fish. She cooking something.
She shouldn't be cooking anything. She driving home. I hope you ate already.
No, she was home. Last time we checked, she was home. There she
She was home.
Yeah,
okay.
You can't be sleeping if you texting now. Get the fuck. Get out.
She in bed. She ready for the next day. You know what I mean? Ready for the next day. That's how it is.
Well, but we'll be back tomorrow. Another show. We got some funny stuff to talk about. We're gonna talk about Beyonce and Kerry Hilson.
Oh, okay.
And we're gonna talk about some other good shit. We know, Truth Be Told podcast are in the building. You know what I'm saying? And it is what it is. You already know. You got anything to say?
Nah, as usual, Listen, enjoy the show as always.
Remember, if you're watching this, man, subscribe. I need you to subscribe, please. To subscribe. Y'all want this madness? You gotta subscribe. You gotta put the notifications on. It's just how we doing it. We taking over for 2025 and leading into 2026. We're gonna be that podcast.
That's right. That's right.
And okay, Kel, I'm letting them know we going on a tour in May. We out in the streets. Me and Kel, and Vintage. We in Brooklyn, Harlem, and Bronx. I'm coming out with the camera.
All right, cool.
I gotta get a camera though. You got a camera?
Nah, I can't. That's my son's camera. I ain't doing that. That's his shit. That's his shit. Yeah, for the summer.
For the summer.
He probably gonna do his own thing. He taking. Well, he got a couple of trips too. So he's going to Jamaica. A couple of weeks. Then he gotta go Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico. He's going Trinidad. He's going so.
Okay, he's out there. He outside.
Yeah, he outside. Yeah, for sure.
Vintage, be chipping the roll. That's right. And I need your ass out there, not being shy. We gonna get it popping. It is what it is. Remember 42nd Street? Go.
Of course. Did a lot of shit. We a lot of shit. 46th Street. What was that? Broadway?
We was in the city, the heart.
Rain, snow, sleet, hail. God damn it.
Podcast. Y'all gonna like it. Gonna love it. About it.
We take you. Don't let us go. You listen, man. Don't let us get on the level of the invasion because we'll start invading your podcast.
I had to invade your podcast too. I might just jump in your screen and fuck y'all niggas.
Oh man, for real. That's how it is, man. That's how you gotta think. Yeah, think you the best. You guys think you're the best, and that's it. Just keep going with it.
Number one, nigga.
Exactly.
To your podcast. We'll be back tomorrow at 9 o'clock.
Peace out, yeah.
Hey, share the live, like the live, follow, subscribe, all that good shit. We in the building, Super Toe Podcast. We'll be back tomorrow. Vintage, I'll see you.
Yeah.